Situational awareness. Welcome back, friends. Happy Monday. Hope you're all doing well. Before I get started, several months ago, I heard about a guy that just referred to himself as the knees over toes guy. Yeah, knees over toes guy, Ben Patrick. And I started having problems with my right knee in like 2008. It was right before I was supposed to go to Spain on that first Trek travel trip that I took. It's a lot of T's. And my patellar tendon on my right knee was so inflamed that, I mean, if I got out of the saddle to climb, as soon as that right knee started, kind of got over top dead center, I mean, it was like somebody was jabbing an ice pick in there. And, I had to go to half a dozen different people to try to get it sorted out. I mean, I went to the sports medicine place and they took an MRI. And of course, the only thing they want to do is cut you open, shave down the tendon. And then, you've got several months of rehabilitation. Well, obviously that wasn't going to work. So I finally got it sorted out with stretching and things like that, and it's still, it's been dodgy the last couple of months. And so when I heard about this guy, I was obviously intrigued because this guy had, as the book says, knee ability 0. And he wrote this book, or put this book together at the start of COVID so that people could do some exercising. There's no equipment needed, no gym. And it was all just a bunch of exercises that you could do when you were kind of locked down. The thing that was the most intriguing to me was he's a very big proponent of walking backwards. And I think more specifically, if you can get to a point where you can pull something backwards like a sled, and said that, the research that he did talked about how in China, especially the elderly, they walk backwards more than they walk forwards. And that movement, as you walk backwards, obviously your knees go over your toes, and it also is the closest approximation to the position that you're in when you're going downstairs, which is how a lot of older people get hurt. They fall down the stairs. So it was all very intriguing, and I got the book, and it's got some really good information in it. I'll put one of my Amazon affiliate links down in the description. It's not real expensive. It's like $20, and it's got some interesting information in it, and perhaps you will find it useful as well. So, situational awareness. I've started to view this little community that I'm living in as a microcosm of the world at large. We talk a lot, there is a lot of talk about educating drivers with regards to cyclists and pedestrians, and rightfully so. And that, not only needs to continue, it probably needs to be increased. But I don't really ever hear too much talk about educating cyclists or pedestrians. Certainly, there was a lot of talk, and perhaps still is, about the accidents that happened when, people were walking down the street like this, and they'd run into lamp poles or walk out into traffic. But what I've seen in my little community is just, granted, it's a very kind of enclosed area. So people get used to not having to pay attention. there's a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit that goes through the park, but they're weaving all over the road. They're in the middle of the street. They're not, they have no idea if you're behind them. And don't get me started on the golf carts. These things have mirrors all over them, and I don't think anybody ever uses them. I've scared the living hell out of more people riding up, I'll be behind them. They're in the golf cart, I'm on my bicycle. And I could be behind them for a couple of blocks. And I ride up alongside them and say something to them, and they about jump out of their skin because they had no idea I was there. So, and I guess the bigger question is, how do we do that? Obviously, in most cases, it's got to be pretty gently. It can't be like when I started riding, which is they told you once if you did something stupid, and the second time they either put you in the curb or they just left you out in the middle of nowhere. And that was generally called the don't come back ride. So, we can't do that, obviously. But how do we educate cyclists on how to be aware of what's going on around them in their environments? Because that's, drivers, that's the first thing they point to, right? When you say, well, you got to look out for bicyclists, and the first thing they say is, well, the cyclists do this, 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 and this. So I don't know. I don't have the answer. Maybe you do. I mean, do you have people that you ride with and friends that you've, for lack of a better word, mentored into how to be a better, I don't believe these words are going to come out of my mouth, cycling citizen? Ugh. I don't know. Let me know. I don't really know. I mean, I just set my sister-in-law up with basically her first bicycle other than a beach cruiser. And these are all things that roll through my head because, I want her to have a good experience, but I also want her to understand her responsibilities. Let me know. Thanks for all the great comments. It is the nicest comment section in all of the internet. I hope you're all doing well. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, do all that jazz. I hope something good happens to you today. Till next time, be nice, work hard, ride bikes, play music when you can. I'll talk to you soon.